Hey friends, so welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about being in a leadership position with a disability because today has me feeling really reminiscent because it is my last day as an exec member for my sorority Alpha Chi Omega. I was VP Intellectual Development for the past year. So I handled all of the grades and worked with sisters to get their GPAs up. We got #1 GPA on campus. And so a lot of really exciting things happened in my term, but also it is really hard to be that leader sometimes with a disability. And so we're just gonna talk about it. If you didn't know, my name is Shreya, and every single day this month for Vlogmas, I am uploading a hearing related video. So it's super excited. I'm super excited. So if you are too, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the bell. So excited to have you here. And let's just get started. Being in leadership was something that I have always loved. Like when I was a little kid and we would have like a school assemblies, I would always be the first person to like raise my hand and volunteer to like go up on stage, right? And then as I got older, that went away because I got bullied because of my hearing loss and my disability. There would be some times I wouldn't understand what the person was saying and they were being really rude to me about it. I just kind of like retreated back into my own shell, and I got like really just like nervous and hated being around people like that, even though like my true personality is I love talking to anyone and everyone. So it was like really hard to balance. Then in middle school I started to get a little bit more confident, but I didn't really hold my first like actual leadership position until high school. I was secretary of student government in high school, and that taught me a lot because like there would be like group settings every single week where we would meet as an exec board and like try to plan things for our class, and my voice wouldn't really get heard because I just try to process what people are telling me, and by the time I'm ready to respond we have already moved on into the next conversation, or I don't hear what is being said to me, and it's just an absolute mess and disaster. That was something I dealt with for a long time, but when that happens, and it happens a lot with people with disabilities, you have to tell every single person that you're with that you are like that way so they understand, and if they don't, you have to work through that. But I think it's also being not afraid to like just tell your opinions or to speak your truth whenever you feel like it when you're in the meeting, because it's like that will really help. You cannot just like sit there in meetings, especially as like a leader or like when you're trying to lead an organization, and just like not say anything and reclude back into your shell like that. The #1 thing that I have learned, and it's something that had been really hard for me because I am prone to doing that because I can't really hear that well. So that was the biggest thing. And then I held more and more leadership positions in high school. I ended up being secretary of not just my class but of the entire school. Super exciting. Did a lot of other leadership positions within other organizations, but that has all led me to college, where I have held like class officer positions, so I plan every single event for my entire grade, which is insane. And that leadership position is more like organizational and planning things and showing off your skills, which I feel like I'm really good at, so I'm really excited, but like it's also speaking up. But like it's very organized in college, at least my university specifically. Like you raise your hand when you want to talk, like everybody like has a chance to talk, and I really like that because it's really allowed me to like have my voice heard when maybe I wouldn't in other situations. But my leadership position in Alpha Chi Omega, a little bit different. It's a whole year-long thing, and you always have to be a leader. Like even when you're like on the weekends in your room, like I live in a sorority house, just like your interactions with every single sister, even if they're not like your best friend, like you have to be a leader and hold yourself to a higher standard, which I have always done anyways. But then there's speaking in front of the chapter, which I also like because it's very organized and there's an order in which you do it. But then when sisters have questions, it's hard to hear them. But for me, the best approach was not trying to hide my hearing loss from everyone, but just telling all 197 of them that it was something that I was dealing with. It's just a part of my life, and honestly, they all are so amazing and have helped me. Like living in the house, they all put closed captioning on even though they never did before. Like they are just amazing people. The biggest hurdle for me would be like the exec meetings every single week, where we would like plan things for the entire chapter, like talk about a lot of things. It's a completely confidential board, and just like finding that like confidence to just like speak up and like share what I want had been something that I have overcome. But this leadership position has given me so much confidence. I didn't rerun for anything for Alpha Chi Exec because number one, like there's so many amazing capable girls in our chapter, and I wanted to give people a chance and an opportunity to be on exec that haven't before. And also I want to try other bigger things. I don't know, like I want to do more with broadcast or do more within my class officer position and stuff like that, and that is, I don't have time to do that right now because I am so invested and I give 110% to everything that I did for my chapter. Very, very bittersweet because I loved doing this. Like I still am going to help out in any way, shape, or form that I possibly can, but I am also just so excited to see what everyone else does, and I think it's really, really important to have that peaceful transition of power and like not be bitter. So yeah, I'm really, really excited, but I wanted to talk about leadership with a disability because it may not be hearing everything. Like it may be like, I don't know, like being able to focus or other things that you might be dealing with because of leadership. And it's really scary because you're not above anyone, but you are taking care of a bunch of people, and you do have to hold yourself to that higher standard, and you are like running an organization. So it's really hard, but I really recommend you doing it, especially if it scares you, especially if you think that you can't because of your disability. That is why you should. Given me so much confidence and just like a reassurance of myself, and so now I'm always gonna hold myself to that higher standard no matter what. So if you have any questions, please leave them down below. I hope this entire video made sense. I just woke up and I'm drinking literally an Americano with 2 shots of espresso to wake me up. But I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.